blessed be you who have come here in the name of God. We bless you in this special place that becomes holy because everybody is here for you. Serve God with joy, coming to God's presence with song. We rejoice that in this place of healing, in place of love, that Jacob and Adriana have come to join in marriage in the presence of God and loved ones. Mi'adir al-Hakol, mi'baruch al-Hakol, mi'gadol al-Hakol. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who has given us life, sustained us, and brought us to this joyous time. So, since we can't have wine here, we're going to do virtual wine, okay? So you can imagine that we first have 2 cups, because 2 cups represent your individual lives. And many times, as you know, it's good to be, you do your thing, and you do your thing, and you need to be alone. So you recognize each other's individuality. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. We praise you, God, creator of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Okay. Read something personal to you. Okay. So, assuming that this was going to be a house, I know this is not exactly the forum, and these are not exactly the circumstances that you imagine when you both plan for your wedding. And yet, as they say, when life throws us lemons, we make lemonade. Under these circumstances, and in this warm and loving place, we come to honor the pleasure of officiating at your special wedding ceremony. And I'm sure that Rabbi Danziger would have been here had he known. I know he sends his love and his condolences that it couldn't be the way it was. Jacob, I've known you since you were a little pup in religious school, and have thus felt close to you all the way up the ladder through confirmation, as you and Bobby's and my daughter Shayna were classmates from the very beginning. She even had her eye on you some of the time. I know that baseball was one of your true loves, and that your life in high school took that direction, though you did attend Jacob's camp for a few years, which allowed your dad and me to have religious meetings at one of the Vicksburg casinos, shall we say at the Havdalah machines. Adriana, I've been so impressed with you since your first email to me about this wedding almost a year ago. I enjoyed our meeting from the very beginning, and the beginnings of the preparation for the ceremony. It just seems that more than one of our original ideas and plans didn't quite work out the way we originally intended. But because you both wanted to be married in a house of God, we've been able, by our very presence and our prayers here this afternoon, to turn this place into such a place. Knowing that the two of you come from just about the opposite sides of the world, I join in your thinking and proposing that it must have indeed been God who brought the two of you together. In a few moments, you, Jacob, will step on a virtual glass. So many explanations as to that glass: biological, sociological, historical, and literary. But what I want the two of you to remember is that marriages can be difficult. And many times that glass is easily shattered. Our hope for you both, when you hear the shattering of the glass virtually, you vow that that will not be your case, that you will leave the broken pieces behind and take with you a vision of a whole and unshattered glass of life. That will take extra caring and extra tenderness, listening and compromising, as they said in Fiddler on the Roof, along with love and affection. So the Hebrew for man and woman is Ish and Isha. The difference between the two words is the Hebrew letter Yud and the Hebrew letter He. Those two letters together are God. And you both feel in what you said that it is God who brought the two of you together. But if you take the Yud and the He out of Ish and Isha, the word that's left is Aish, which is a consuming fire. So to keep the spiritual out is not good for a relationship. So we ask you to keep the spiritual and God in your marriage all the time. All of us here join in wishing you both the very best in terms of health and happiness. And may you go from strength to strength and health to health. Amen. All right, now we're going to do the rings right here. Okay? So, in the presence of this assembly and in the presence of God, do you, Jacob, take Adriana to be your wife, to love, honor, and cherish? If so, say Adriana, here in this wonderful place of healing, do you take Jacob to be your husband, to love, honor, and cherish? If so, say yes.
Yes.
So I ask you now to speak the words and exchange the rings that will make you husband and wife. And so, Jacob, as you place this on the finger of your bride, I'm going to ask you to say the following in Hebrew, word by word, and I'll explain the English as we go along. Hare, At, Mikudeshet, say the word Li, the Tabahat, So, Kadat, Moshe, the Yisrael, be consecrated to me with this ring as my wife, and according to the heritage of Moses and Israel. Adriana, you feel like putting this on your husband? Okay. If you will say to me, to him, be wedded to me
Be wedded to me
with this ring
with this ring
as my husband,
as my husband,
in keeping with religion
and keeping with
of
religion,
universal people.
universal people.
We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, creator of all things. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, creator of man and woman. We praise you, God, ruler of the universe, who creates us to share with you in life's everlasting renewal. We praise you, God, who causes Zion to rejoice in her children's happy return. God, be with the bride and the groom and cause them to rejoice. May these, your loving companions, rejoice as have your creatures since the days of creation. And may everyone hear the shouts of young people celebrating the songs of children at play. We praise you, God, who causes the bride and groom to rejoice together. So as the two of you have shared the wine from a virtual cup of wine, so may you, under God's guidance, share contentment, peace, and fulfillment from the cup of life. May you find life's joys heightened, its bitterness sweetened, and each of its moments hallowed by true companionship and love. But now, like each of you here, to offer a little silent prayer as we pray for your health, Adriana, and pray for a wonderful, long-lasting, fruitful, and beautiful marriage for the two of you. So in the presence of witnesses and in keeping with our traditions, you, Adriana, and Jacob have spoken the words and performed the rites that unite your lives. Adriana and Jacob, you are now husband and wife in the sight of God, the community, and all people. And I ask you also to offer a prayer, your own prayer, seeking God's blessings upon your marriage and your home. And I'll do a blessing for you. I can ask you to hold this for me, please. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'ir Adonai panav elecha v'yichanecha, may the light of God's countenance be gracious to you and look upon you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Jacob and Adriana, may God look upon this wonderful occasion. May God grant you health, Adriana. May the two of you be blessed with peace and shalom. Amen. Kiss your bride. You can kiss each other. Okay. And everybody says Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
Okay.